Howdy hackers, Ian from Eurogamer here with more Watch Dogs info for your brain to decode and then disseminate around the net. In this video we talk to Watch Dogs creative director Jonathan Marin and Watch Dogs brand content director Thomas Jeffroyd about their portrayal of hackers and hacking culture in Watch Dogs, starting with how much research did you do into real life hackers and hacking culture?
The entire team is fundamentally obsessed with the idea that we don't insult the culture of hacking. And to be quite frank, I think Watch Dogs is a step forward in digging into that culture. It's such a sophisticated culture, so fascinating. There's a lot of different nuances to it. Like it's dealing with people who have such a passion for solving problems, for trying to experiment with things. And it's almost like superheroes who have a talent and you need to be careful what they do with it.
When we started, there is a huge amount of content already available because the security community is very open. So when we started, we had a wealth of content right there. The next step has been trying to be true to the culture of hacking, which is something that has been probably badly portrayed over the years. But this is a very amazing culture. This is a bunch of very intelligent people that are just being right now the watchdogs of the technology, because we are surrounded with more and more technology, and I think C. Clarke said technology advanced enough may look like magic, and those guys are the only one being able today to debunk things we're doing on a daily basis. So yes, we gathered all the information that was made available by this community, going to DEF CON, talking to a lot of people. We worked with Kaspersky Lab, a huge security company in Russia, to make sure that some of our content and even the scripts were true to the craft. Obviously, we have another constraint, which is making it a game, because hacking can be pretty much OCD kind of practice, spending hours in front of a screen and going into tiny details, and it's not exactly very entertaining. But at least in this balance between being true and being entertaining and making a game you enjoy playing, we're trying to find this right pacing between everything, having a great gameplay, but the background, having a very solid background, and being very true to the community.
Hollywood has this nasty habit of portraying hackers as lonely nerds in hoodies, tapping away on keyboards in their mother's basement. This stereotype normally doesn't make for the best leading character in an action game, so what did you do to make the protagonist, Aiden Pierce, a hacker, but also someone that could swagger around a city acting cool, someone that gamers would enjoy being?
Aiden is a good balance, but at the same time he's quite close to what I would perceive some of the hackers are. You know, there's hacking and there's social engineering. Social engineering is the art of charisma, the art of social, which is the anti thing of what you just described. So there are hackers out there who understand people equally well as they could understand technology. So it's a different kind of smart. So we definitely inspired ourselves from that, like those kind of social chameleon type of quality. So it goes beyond being smart with computers. It's also being smart at like street smart in the city, knowing how it works. Like the way Aiden walks is casual because he doesn't want to look like the stressed guy with his phone that is doing something bad. So he is decontracted in a very in control way. His mask is just a nod, like to say, like, now I'm gonna do something bad. There's cameras around. Like, it's simple things like that. Like, I hold my gun in a certain way because peoples are around me. So those are small details. Even the hat, like Hollywood stars, when I don't want a picture of my face right now, so I can just go down. Those are all ways to both make his silhouette look cool, but also always be an extension of who he is. And smart can definitely be cool at the same time. And not every hacker looks like your regular nerds. Hacker is not a physical state. It's a mind state. And we wanted to be more respectful, I would say, about what hacking is all about.
Tell me you guys see him. I'm on it.
You've made it clear that your version of Chicago is going to be one big playground with loads of things to do in it. So what are your favourite ways to hack the world? What are the ones you use the most, and which ones do you think the players will latch onto?
It's often the combinations of them that will create surprises. I will say that my favorite one, if I start looking at all the players and what they did, is the simplest one. It's the camera one. I think that hacking one cameras to another is something that I miss in other games now. Like, I played Watch Dogs for 5 years, so going in stealth at a corner and not seeing more than the guy right there doesn't give me a lot of options. I like to express myself, so doing a fly of the entire thing and having this peace of mind that I can literally take a coffee while wondering and saying how the hell I'm going to fix that problem is both empowering and fascinating and stimulating. And I think that if we can nail even more flawlessness like this one in the future, for the way we can navigate an open world, I think it's going to be amazing what we can do with it.
And on my side, I guess it's more of the combination of hacks. It's not a single one. It's when, just as John was saying, experimenting with the system and trying new things and discovering how things work. The best time I've had hacking in the game is basically mixing those, driving and doing stuff while doing something else at the same time, and this becomes some kind of a playroom. It's just, let's mix the things that shouldn't be mixed, and this becomes a very unique thing, and the outcome is usually yes.
It's fun that when I was a kid playing games, I was used to stuff like open the door, there's a torch without fire there, and there's fire on the other side, and that's Zelda, but he knows that. And then that's it, and then you go like, oh, yay, that's how it works. Today, open the door, there's a bird that tells me everything. We took away a lot by being so busy doing more complicated games. We took away a lot of the experimentation because it's just super hard to do. And in Watch Dogs, no exception. We do push a lot of experimentation. Sometimes we feel forced to teach a certain thing to the player. I think there's a huge spectrum in game design as a whole there for improvement. Bring back interest of players to experiment. The one who does it shows that players afterwards are a lot more intrinsically motivated to continue to play instead of relying on instructions, which is a constant reminder for the mind. You need to redo it and redo it because the guy doesn't care that much. If you discover it, he cares more. So hopefully that's going to be how players will play Watch Dogs when they buy the copy.
So, once again, Ubisoft are teasing a new kind of emergent gameplay with Watch Dogs. The freedom for gamers to create their own experiences and experiment with their virtual playgrounds is all important nowadays, and if Ubi can pull it off, Watch Dogs could possibly be one of the most exciting games of the new console generation. If they don't pull it off though, I expect they'll get DDoSed into oblivion by all the disappointed hackers in their fan base. And wouldn't that be ironic? Don't you think? Anyway, we've got loads more exclusive Watch Dogs interviews on the way. In fact, we know more about Watch Dogs than the NSA knows about what you had for dinner last night. And the NSA knows that you had a pot noodle again. And we know that because they told us. So if you want to see and hear more about Watch Dogs and the rest of this year's big new releases, make sure you click on that subscribe annotation now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.